Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BuffSports Live. I'm Zoe Paulson and I am super excited to be your host today. We have a pretty great show lined up for you, so let's get started. With the recent Pac-12 decision to return to a shortened football season, the Colorado Buffalo football team is now awaiting a return to regular practice. After the Boulder County Public Health Order prohibiting gatherings of university students between 18 and 22 years old, it seemed as though the football players might not be able to practice at all. Despite these restrictions, the Buffs have been able to conduct a series of limited practices, consisting mostly of individual positional drills. No 11-on-11 or 7-on-7 drills were conducted, but strength and conditioning drills are permitted to continue, as long as the proper physical distancing and gathering restrictions are followed. It's almost here. After months of waiting for football, we will have a football season. The Pac-12 plans on revealing the 2020 schedule this weekend. We won't be playing any out-of-conference games, but the Pac-12 will be playing a 7-game season starting on November 7th. Larry Scott said the conference will be looking at playing games on Fridays and possibly moving kickoff for some teams up to 9 a.m. to make sure that every team has the chance to play on TV. Athletic Director Rick George said that our Colorado Buffaloes will be ready whenever they're scheduled to play. Darren Cheverini will be back calling the plays for Colorado's offense. The last time Coach Chev was the play caller was the 2018 season, Coach McIntyre's last year at CU. During that season, Colorado finished 9th in the Pac-12 in yards per game and 7th in points per game. Cheverini says that he was too reliant on Laviska Shenault that year, but Coach Chev says that he's grown since that 2018 season. This year, his offense will incorporate the run game and play action, and he plans to mix up the tempo to keep the defense on their toes. He said Coach Carl Durrell has shown him a lot of trust.
We've never coached together. I think there's a trust factor there. And so with me and Coach Durrell, we talk about a lot of things about the program, about recruiting. Things have changed a lot since he was, in college football in 2007. So I think it's important that we're all on the same page. So me and Coach Durrell have a lot of good conversations, and we talk about things, daily. He'll call me, I'll call him.
This will be the first year in a long time that the Buffs will need a quarterback competition to determine the Week 1 starter. Senior Sam Neuer, junior Tyler Lytle, and true freshman Brendan Lewis will battle it out in camp to see who will get the nod on opening day. Lytle and Neuer both played in Coach Chev's offense in 2018, so they have some familiarity. But quarterback coach Danny Langsdorf says they're all sharp, and he's excited to see them duke it out on the field.
And I've been really impressed with the questions and the interaction that we've had as a group. I think we've had so much time together, kind of going through cut-ups and going through playbook and talking fundamentals and having an opportunity to show them a lot of different stuff. I think it's really spurred some good conversation. So I've liked that about the group.
All right, everyone, you know the rules. Put away your phones and your laptops and any way that you can access the internet, unless, of course, it's to watch this show. No cheating on this one. We have a pretty great trivia question for you. Mason Crosby is, of course, an amazing kicker for the Green Bay Packers and was once an amazing kicker for our very own Buffaloes. This past weekend, Crosby scored 13 points for the Packers and is now ranked 20th all-time for scoring in the entire NFL. Our question for you today is, how many points has Mason Crosby scored so far in the NFL? You'll have some time to count how many field goals and extra points Mason Crosby has scored because we're headed into a break. But coming up, we have some basketball to talk about, so stick around.
Please record in Mike and Q Talent in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mic up on 2. All right, take 1. And fade camera 2. Take 3. Ready, red. Roll red. Take cam 1. Take red. Take it. Come on, roll red. Let's go. All right.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm just calling the show.
There's no show.
After a promising 2019-2020 campaign was cut short, the CU men's basketball team is looking to take care of some unfinished business this upcoming season. With 6 returning players from last year's rotation and a great recruiting class coming in, the Buffs are feeling confident in themselves. Senior guard McKinley Wright has set his sights high, and he feels that his team can achieve big things in 2021.
I'm looking forward to coming back as, competing for a Pac-12 championship. I feel like we were first in the Pac-12 for a while last year. We were on that 5-game losing streak, and that didn't define us. So once that season was washed away, we were really looking forward to getting back to ourselves and making a run in the NCAA tournament.
As Beyonce says, okay ladies, let's get in formation. Women's basketball is back and ready to make up for lost time. Coach Payne, along with the rest of Buffs Nation, is thrilled to have Charlotte Whitaker, the 6'3" forward from New Zealand, back after her injury from last season. Starting point guard Jalen Sherrod is also back with tons of quarantine practice under her belt. Payne replaced last season's star shooters and seniors with 2 new recruits, JUCO transfer Madison Buford and freshman Frida Foreman from Denmark. Both scorers are ready to join the herd. See you in the event center, ladies. The NBA draft is coming up on November 18th, and Tyler Bay is going to be ready. He is one of 61 players selected to participate in the league's virtual combine. It's a pretty exclusive group with only 8 other Pac-12 players joining him. Bay will be able to virtually communicate with teams and the league. And of course, he will be able to show off his athletic abilities in a socially distant manner with a video. The virtual combine is going on now, so we here in Boulder wish Bay the best of luck. It's so exciting to see all these Forever Buffs doing so well in both professional football and basketball. After all that excitement, I think I'm going to have to take a quick break, but don't worry, we have a new segment of Buff Banner and a little bit of Buffs history coming up just after this.
They were nervous and inexperienced, as new faces looking to achieve greatness. As the years went on, they grew confident in their abilities.
Maybe. Yes, sir!
Now they look to guide others in the same pursuit.
There it is! Can you believe it?
All are welcome to be featured on the biggest stage.
Is it his time? Yes!
We invite you to discover what you're capable of at BuffSports Live.
We're back with Buff Banner, and this week Matthew Logan tells us about the new ways that the volleyball team is going to make their coaching ranks more diverse.
For this week's Buff Banner segment, we're deciding to venture away from Pac-12 football, specific news, and various hot takes, and instead take a look at Pac-12 and CU women's volleyball. Pac-12 volleyball coaches have recently announced they will be launching the Diversity Mentorship Program. According to CU volleyball head coach Jesse Mahoney, the initiative is aimed at strengthening the pool of minority candidates for head and assistant coaching positions at the NCAA volleyball level. According to Stanford's head coach Kevin Hambley, one of the lead organizers of the program, he says that the goal of this year-long program is to not only identify diverse coaching candidates, but to provide the mentees with opportunities to develop relationships with every coaching staff in our conference and to gain a greater understanding of being a Division I college coach. The efforts to develop this initiative come from recent calls in both professional and collegiate sports to improve inclusivity and diversity in coaching and management positions. The Pac-12 states that it recognizes that there is a need for a more diverse coaching pool, not only in the conference, but throughout the country. Starting in January 2021, 6 mentees will be selected from an applicant pool that would consist of minority graduating seniors or coaches who are early in their careers, passionate about coaching women's volleyball, and interested in gaining experience at the highest collegiate level. Special consideration would be given to student athletes from Pac-12 schools or HBCUs. Online applications will be available starting in October and accepted on December 1st. We certainly hope here at BuffSports Live that this initiative and program is successful in improving diversity and inclusivity here at CU, the Pac-12, and throughout the nation. Back to you, Zoe.
For this episode's edition of This Week in Buffs History, we unfortunately bring you a very sad and tragic story. 50 years ago, on September 27, 1970, CU would defeat the Wichita State football team at home 52-0. It was on this very trip that tragedy would strike Wichita State. On their way to Logan, Utah, to play a game against Utah State on October 3rd, one of the 2 team planes struggled to gain altitude and crashed near Loveland Pass in Silver Plume, Colorado. A total of 31 people lost their lives, including 14 players, the head coach and athletic director, along with their wives, staff, guests, and 3 members of the flight crew. There were only 9 survivors. It was in 1975 where CU would host Wichita State for a 5th-year anniversary memorial to honor those who lost their lives in the tragic incident. After the break, we'll get the answer to our trivia question and get a look at the tweet of the week, so stay with us.
Deserves a second look. Michael taking off, the patented tongue comes out. Just in front of that line. Look at this, the double clutch, the reach out.
Pass in left wing, looks behind him, wide open, right wing, up top, open for three, fires.
Really good basketball, Mark. Unselfish, smart basketball.
Open for three, fires, nothing but nylon from downtown. Good ball move by Colorado.
Okay, everyone, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. Count up your tallies because it's time to reveal the answer to the trivia question. Remember, we asked you, how many points has Mason Crosby scored in the NFL? And the answer is 1,609. That is a lot of points. I guess if you're the 20th all-time NFL scorer, you've got to have a pretty decent number of points. We can't wait to see him climb up even higher in the rankings. As if this show couldn't be any more exciting, next up is our tweet of the week. This week's tweet comes from Janice Hugh. She says, as Pac-12 plans to vote again on starting up football, ESPN reports Colorado Athletics has stopped all practices for at least 2 weeks, following County of Boulder prohibiting gatherings of students between 18 and 22 years old. Some statements don't even need a punchline. It's something all of us Boulder students can relate to. Janice, you are absolutely right. We can just leave that statement right there. Well, folks, it's been fun. I'm so glad that you tuned in to watch the show. Don't forget to keep in touch by subscribing to our YouTube and to like this video. Keep being amazing, Buffs fans. I'll see you next week.